Hello, everybody, and welcome to Become a Booked Out Virtual Assistant. I am so excited that you have joined me today. You are here because you want to find a true way to make money while working from home, and I'm going to show you how to do that today as a virtual assistant. It's going to be an incredible training, so I'm so glad that you are here with me. So I want to know if you have ever Googled the term make money from home or how to make money from home. I know I am raising my hand right here because before I discovered virtual assistants, I had tried so many different ways to make money from home, and pretty much all of them did not work, or did not work at scale, or did not fit into my lifestyle. I mean, I did everything from trying to sell jeans on eBay to selling textbooks to trying to make freezer meals for people. There were so many different things that I tried to do, but none of them really took off in the way that virtual assistants did. And I'm going to dig in today as to why that happened, why virtual assistants was such a great fit, not only for me, but for the thousands of students who have gone through my courses and coaching programs as well. So let's go ahead and dig right in. So here's what I want to do. I want to make a promise to you. By the end of this training, you are going to have actionable advice that you can go out and start working on right now to go get clients. And I don't care what level of business you are in watching this training, there's going to be some kind of takeaway that you can take action on immediately. And I want you to take action on it immediately. I don't know if you've ever watched any other training like this, but a lot of times there's just a lot of fluff and no real meat. That is not what you're getting today, okay? You're going to be getting actionable advice that you can literally go out and start doing today. So I hope you stick around for the entire webinar, because I'm going to be giving you some of my best tactics for finding real paying clients as a virtual assistant. So here's what else I would suggest. I would suggest that you put away all distractions. This is a jam-packed training, and there's only a limited time that you're going to have access to it. So make the most of it, right? Make sure that you are, listening to this while you have focus, while you're able to take some notes, maybe screenshot your screen a little bit, right? You want to be able to fully engage in this training because it is going to be epic. So let me go ahead and just introduce myself. Hi, I'm Abby Ashley. I'm the founder of The Virtual Savvy, and I'm so excited that you have joined me here today because virtual assistants is my life. It's my heart. I started my own virtual assistant business back in 2015, which we'll dig into a little bit, but now The Virtual Savvy has become the premier training program for virtual assistants. We have a community of over 60,000 VAs. We have job opportunities posted all the time. We not only are so committed to training virtual assistants, but we also have an amazing team, more than 20 employees that are here committed to help with your success. We've been voted one of Inc. magazine's best places to work because we care about team culture. We care about people. And so I'm so excited that you have joined me for this training because I want to show you how you also can start a business that is able to impact the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and dig in. So a little bit more about me. Just so you have a little bit of history, I'm a lot like you, most likely. I have a family that I absolutely love. They are literally the reason why I started this business. They are my why. I have a son who is huge. My son and daughter are actually 2 years apart, but I get asked all the time if they're twins because my son is just, he's a hoss, like he's just huge. And so I am completely obsessed with my Instapot. Anybody else? I'm an amateur beatboxer. Emphasis on the amateur. And honestly, the reason why I started this business is because I wanted to contribute. I wanted something that was mine. And I wanted to be able to really bring something to my family that not only impacted us financially, but that showed my kids that you can love what you do. Right? And so I love being there for my kids, right? My mom was a single mom, and she absolutely meant the world to me. And she was able to show that to me, right? That I could be there for my kids. Another thing that I love is travel. I absolutely am obsessed with travel. Throughout my 20s, I made a goal to visit a new country, at least one new country every single year throughout my 20s, and I did that successfully. I lived in Costa Rica for 4 months, traveled, to Europe, to Amsterdam, other places throughout the United States as well. And, even still, I'm actually filming this webinar while I'm on vacation with my family, and we're able to take, 2, 3, 4 week vacations because I have this lifestyle where I can work when I need to work, but I can actually, be away from the computer when I choose to be away too. And it's so, so important to me. I mentioned my mom earlier, and, it's just this whole idea that I grew up again with a single mom, and she, she became a lunch lady because it had the same hours as us, as her kids who were in school, right? And so the fact that she gave up a career as like a computer programmer, kind of climbing the corporate ladder, just to be there for us, that was such an example for me. And, even though we didn't grow up with a whole lot of money, and that is something that I am trying to shift for me and my family, the principles of her just being there. And if there was, something like right after school that I needed, or, for me and my kids, if they have a field trip, I'm able to be the first one to sign up. And that is my why. So I'm sure you have your own why as well, right? And I want you to start digging into what that is. So here we go. What is the reason you're here? I'm guessing it's one of these reasons, right? Do any of these sound like you? Number one, you want to be your own boss without having to work on somebody else's terms. Yep, that's me right there. 2, maybe you've tried some other way to make money, direct sales or some other work from home opportunities, and you've really gone about it without much success. Or number 3, you just wish you could make money using the skills that you already have. You might have a degree, you might not have a degree. Either way, you're like, man, I'm a skilled person. I feel like there are ways I could make money with the skills that I have. I just don't know what they are. That's what we're going to be digging into, all right? Some backstory. I started my business in 2015, and I literally had no prior experience. In fact, a friend said, why don't you look into being a virtual assistant while I'm 9 months pregnant? And I said, you know what? Let me check that out. And that night, I just devoured everything I could find online about becoming a virtual assistant. And I found that I could utilize the skills I already had to help small business owners with the admin tasks that they needed. And I thought I could do this. So literally the next day, I started calling myself a virtual assistant. I started going to networking meetings, yes, with my 9-month pregnant belly, and introducing myself as a virtual assistant. And something incredible happened, guys. Within 30 days, I was fully booked. Yep, do the math. I'm literally like having a baby, realizing that I'm fully booked, which made me realize from the very beginning that I needed help, right? I knew that I wasn't going to be able to help all of my clients directly. So I started building a team of subcontractors, essentially other moms who I knew could do some of the work. And so my clients would email me, send me the work they needed done. And then I would send that on to my subcontractors. And then I would send the finished work after I had checked it onto my clients. And so I built this little mini agency, literally living in a basement apartment with one window, with a 2-year-old and a baby on the way. But this business was just formed, and I realized I was making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Oh my goodness, I'm making $10,000 a month in a business where I have freedom and flexibility. And it changed everything for me and my family. And my story is not unique, you guys. These types of stories come out all the time from the students, from the people in our community. Sarah says, I just want to say hip, hip, hooray. With only 1 week into the course, I've booked 2 clients and have 2 more prospects. Amazing what can happen in just a week. Stephanie says, guys, I'm literally freaking out right now. I just signed an ongoing client for almost $1,000 a month. That's my biggest one since starting my business 6 weeks ago. Okay. So everybody's business grows at, a different speed, but it is so common for students to start getting clients quickly with a virtual assistant business. And we'll dig into why that happens here in a moment. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Number one, is a virtual assistant business right for me, right? You need to know, hey, what really is a virtual assistant, and is this going to work for me and my life? Number two, I'm going to show you why virtual assistants is the fastest way to make money online. I believe this so deeply. There are tons of different types of online businesses that can work, but virtual assistants is one of the lowest barriers to entry and one of the ways that you can make money more quickly than any other industry out there. And then lastly, I'm going to show you my top 3 places for finding paying clients for your new business. It's going to be really, really good, actionable advice, especially in that third step. So let's just get started, okay? So the first thing that we're going to cover is a virtual assistant business right for me, right? And I love this question because I want you to go into this business with confidence. Not only confidence that you can accomplish the tasks needed, but also the confidence that this is going to help you reach your end goal, right? Your why. Why are you starting this business? You want to know that virtual assistants is right for you because you want to know it's going to take you on the path to achieving what you want to achieve. So let's start off with really breaking down what a virtual assistant is, right? I think that that's very important that you fully understand what is a VA, what do they do? So my definition of a virtual assistant is that a VA or a virtual assistant can be any type of remote assistant who provides administrative, creative, or technical support services for online or brick or mortar businesses. So essentially how it works is that you will offer your services as an independent contractor. You'll say, hey, here are the services that I can provide. And a small business owner will buy a package of those services, right? A health coach, an insurance agent, a mom and pop agent, a mom and pop store, right? They'll say, hey, I want to book you for this Pinterest package, or I want to purchase 10 hours of your general admin services, right? And so what happens is that you're able to have multiple clients feeding in multiple streams of income, and you're helping them with so many different tasks, and we'll jump into what some of those tasks can be, but they could be anything administrative, creative, technical, right? And that is how a virtual assistant makes money. They'll invoice their clients, the clients pay the invoices, and you do those tasks for your clients. Now, you are an independent contractor, as I mentioned earlier. So what does that mean? Well, as an independent contractor, it means that you will set your own hours, you will set your own rate, you will decide when, where, and how you will work, right? Something we all want. You will create your own systems for working, including invoicing, payments, etc. And let me talk about this for one more second. So I liken a lot of times being an independent contractor to somebody who is a plumber, right? Very different business, but essentially a plumber, when you invite them to come to your house, they are an independent contractor. They own their own business, right? They have a service that they provide, and you say, hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z, for my toilets. And the independent contractor will come in with their own tools. They'll say, hey, here's where, here's the times that I can come. They'll let you know the problem, and they will say, here's how much I'm going to charge, right? They're working on their own schedule. It's their own business. And so that is very similar to what you would be doing as a virtual assistant, right? You would say, hey, this is my own business. I'm using my own computer, my own internet, my own tools, right? And I'm providing these different services, but you're not an employee. And I think that is the real differentiating part, and where so much of the freedom and flexibility comes from in not being an employee, to being able to set your own hours, your own rate, deciding when, where, how you will work. Okay. So just something to keep in mind as you move forward. So let's talk about some of the services that you can offer as a virtual assistant. This is one of the questions I get asked all the time. Okay, Abby, I think I'm interested in this, but do I actually have the skills? Like, do I actually have something that small business owners would want? So let's take a look. So here are some of the most common services offered by virtual assistants. And these are general admin services, okay? And maybe you can do some of these. Maybe there's a few on the list that you're like, I can't do that. That's okay, right? Number one, all of us started somewhere. And so no matter where you are in your skill level, there are likely a few things on this list that you could offer. And don't minimize the administrative tasks that you could take off of somebody's plate, because that time for the right business owner means everything to them. A lot of times the first thing that a small business owner will outsource is some of these smaller general admin tasks, and it completely changes their business because they're able to focus on bigger picture things, right? And so don't minimize these smaller services. So here's some of the most common: scheduling, sending emails, right? And these could be marketing emails or one-on-one client emails, social media graphic creation, scheduling their social media for them, right? Scheduling their posts on Instagram or on Facebook, maybe writing for them, doing blogging, content creation, upkeeping their website, posting current events or whatever it may be, calendar management, helping them book appointments with clients, etc. Maybe helping out with webinar or a live workshop that they're doing. Customer service emails. This one is huge. If you can help answer emails that they're getting in their inbox and free up that time for the client, that is going to be a game changer for them. Travel research and booking, appointment setting. So you can see these tasks can really, really open up so much for the small business owner. Specialized services. So what I love to see happen is I love for our VAs to start off with those general admin services, but eventually go on to learn higher level services. Why? The more skills that you can put into your back pocket, the more that you can help your clients with, and the more, difficult essentially those tasks are, and the bigger problem you can solve for them, the more you can charge. Okay. And you can work less hours and make more money, right? And so essentially we love to see our VAs eventually specialize. So here are just some instances of how you can specialize. I mean, there are literally hundreds of ways you can specialize, but here are some of the most common ways that we see our VAs go on to specialize is by becoming a Pinterest manager, right? Instagram management, learning Facebook ads, helping online course creators launch their courses, online business management, bookkeeping, proofreading or copywriting, graphic design, web design, affiliate management, right? So you can go from saying, hey, I work $20 an hour, $30 an hour doing these general admin tasks to, hey, I charge $5,000 for a website or $1,000 a month for Facebook ads, whatever it may be. Okay. So you can see how you can start to really scale this business once you do eventually learn higher end services. No one's expecting you to know any of these right away. Okay. It's just, I want you to see a picture of where you can go in your business. So we've gone through the first step, and I want to ask you at this point, from what you've heard so far, do you think that virtual assistants might be a good fit for you? And I just want you to do a little self-assessment here. One, I'm not so sure. I still don't think that this is going to really work for me. Number 5 being, yes, Abby, oh my goodness, yes, I'm all in. Let's do this thing. Where are you at? Just kind of make a mental note to yourself, right? Or write it down on your notes, how comfortable you are feeling, and if you think virtual assistants is a good fit for you. Let's move on to step number 2. Virtual assistants is the fastest way to make money online. And this is one of my favorite keys to share with you because this was not only my experience, this has been the experience of thousands of students who have gone through our programs. And here's the reality. Many coaches, course creators, agencies, high-end service providers, they start off as virtual assistants. If you go back and some of the people that maybe you're already following online, you go back and you look at where their journey started, a lot of times it was as a virtual assistant or a freelancer of some sort. They were providing some sort of service. And why is that? Because it's the quickest way to not only make money, but to form relationships and build a reputation for yourself. Okay. And I think that this is something that's often overlooked is, to start to do something else in the online business world. And maybe that's your dream, is to have a blog or to be a coach. You're going to need quality relationships. You're going to need people vouching for you, saying, nope, this person is legit, right? And you've got to build up that reputation for yourself a little bit online. And so many people choose to do that as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer because they're not only building a reputation for themselves, but they're making money in the meantime as well, right? And so That was my story 100%. I was able to double the income from my full-time job working only 20 hours a week at the most, right? And that was a game changer for me and my family, that money that was able to provide for us. So let's break it down how this can actually work, okay? Because I love showing you guys the numbers, right? Anybody else like, okay, Abby, just show me the numbers, like break it down for me. How does this actually work? I'm going to show you. So let's say that you're able to start your rate somewhere between $30 and $40 an hour, okay? And I don't tell you at any point you have to start at this rate. I always tell people start where you're comfortable and maybe bump it like a little bit more than where you're comfortable. Like stretch yourself, but just a tiny bit. You want to still be confident in your pricing, right? But when you take into consideration the fact that you are going to have to be buying your own equipment, you might potentially need to be purchasing health insurance for yourself, having a workspace, paying for your internet, things like that, business expenses, plus paying self-employment taxes, you're going to want to have a rate that is high enough that you're really still making good money at the end of the day. And so many of my VAs end up starting in that $30 to $40 an hour range from the very beginning, okay? This is Sophia from the Virtual Pixie, and I love taking a look at her packages because she started her rates out knowing her worth, knowing what she could charge. And if you take a look at her packages, tier 1, $1,100 a month for 20 hours of work, right? Tier 2, $1,500 for 30 hours a week work. This averages somewhere about $50 an hour, right? And she did this from the very beginning and had absolutely no problem finding clients, all right? Let's take a look at another example. This is Lynette. Lynette's business has absolutely taken off. I've been so excited to watch her progress, but look at her packages, right? She has customer focused, information focused, or organization focused, and her packages begin at $40 an hour in 20, 30, and 40 hour packages, okay? And these are people who started their business, had no prior experience as a virtual assistant, had these rates, and were able to sell out their services very quickly. So let's just say maybe you don't start off at $30, $40 an hour in the very beginning, but eventually you're able to increase your rates to that $37 an hour range, right? Somewhere between 30 and 40. Well, if you're working at $37 an hour, 30 hours a week, okay, so not quite full time, you would be bringing in $1,100 a week. That's an annual salary of $57,000 working on your own schedule on your own time, right? But this is literally just doing general admin work. So what if you were able to add one of those high-end services that we talked about earlier, right? What could happen then? Well, some examples of high-end services. Here is Jennifer. Jennifer is, all about tech. She builds websites. She creates amazing products for her clients, and you can see her different packages go all the way from $450 a month up to $2,500 for a package, right? And so if she's able to sell even 4 of these packages, boom, that's a $10,000 month without any general admin services, okay? So you can start to see how high-end services can really compound your income. Here's Brianna from the Executive Click. She took something simple like PDF design, right? And said, what if this thing that I'm really good at, I could make into a whole business, right? And so she has different categories, up to 25 pages, up to 150 pages, right? Where she will make your PDFs look gorgeous. This could be a really extensive slideshow. It could be an ebook, right? But she goes ahead and she breaks it down. So again, her highest package being $2,250. 4 of those a month, you're almost hitting $10,000 months again, right? Let's take a look at Morgan. Morgan is your chief tech officer. So she does everything from tech consulting to systems to really building out full sales funnels for online service providers or online course creators, right? And so what does that mean? Well, if she builds a funnel for you, she's going to charge $2,500 or more to do that. Again, 4 of those packages a month, and you are making incredible money. So let's just say, again, again, I like seeing like the big examples. And let's just say that you even do a smaller one, right? Let's say that your high-end service is $9.97. Well, if you sell 4 of those $9.97 high-end packages, maybe that's Instagram management or Pinterest management or Facebook ads, right? That could take your income, that $57,000 a month, up to $105,000. So you're making a 6-figure income working 40 hours a week. So this is somebody that's full-time, right? But I mean, really, if you're like, Abby, I can't work full-time. Well, what about half this amount, right? If you just cut these numbers literally in half and you're making $50,000 a month, working 20 hours a week, that's still pretty good, especially on your own time, right? With the skills that you have working in your pajamas, not too shabby. So what I love about these examples is, guys, this doesn't even take into consideration subcontracting. And like I said, that's something I did from the very beginning. Some people choose to do that in the beginning. Some people choose to add that on later on. But when you have other people helping you in your business with the fulfillment of some of this work, the cap is unlimited. I mean, literally, one of our students who started her business about 6 months ago is about to make her first $500,000 in her business. And I'm just like astounded. And she did it by growing a team. And so I love, these obviously aren't the results of every single student, but I want you to see what is possible, because really, if you have a grasp of, and you just do the math, you're like, oh, wow, this really could work for me, right? And so that's what I want you to see here. So whenever I talk about this, one of the biggest objections that I get is, okay, Abby, like this sounds awesome, but you're throwing out some really big numbers here. $37 an hour, a $9.97 package, like that seems crazy to me. That seems like a lot. And I get that, right? When I first started my business, it was scary to say my rate and to say, hey, here's what I charge. And so what I teach to our students is this idea of incremental pricing. So what is that? If you feel just totally like scared and stuck and like, I cannot just go out the gate charging $35 an hour, $40 an hour, like I just can't do that, that's okay. Here's what I want you to do. Start at $20. Right? Again, it's enough that you're going to be able to save back some for taxes, pay for some things, get your first client at $20 an hour. But then what I want you to do afterwards is I want you to increase your rate. Every new client that you sign, just raise your rate by $2.50. If you get ambitious, raise it by $5, right? With each new client. So what's going to happen is if you get that first client at $20, second one at $22.50, maybe you get adventurous and your next one's at $27 an hour. Then you bump up to $30, right? By your fourth client, you're already making $30 an hour. And as your experience grows, as your confidence grows, your rate should grow as well. Okay. So that's what I advise to people, is just to start where you feel comfortable, because you're going to be getting on calls with people, right? Maybe meeting someone for coffee, or potentially doing a video discovery call with someone and telling them your rate. And when you tell someone your rate, you want to be confident in it. You want to know, hey, here is my rate and I am worth it. And here is why I am worth it, right? And so if the gap of where you're comfortable and what your rate is so wide, that's going to come across in the discovery call. And that's not what we want. Okay. So, I want you to choose this incremental pricing recipe because it works. It works for our students. And I love showing you guys what healthy growth can really look like. Okay. We're talking about money here. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about money, but I think it is so important to really just break it down. Really, what should my goals be? Okay. I would love to see you guys, and this is the path that so many of our students take, within a month booking that first client, right? And there's some tactics I'm going to show you in step 3 that's going to show you how you can get your first client in that first month. All right. So get that first client that first month. Maybe it's your rate's $25 an hour and they sign a 10-hour a month package, right? Simple. Next, add on another client, right? So you have 2 clients at that point. Then possibly by month 3 or 4, you could be fully booked. Guys, think about this. If you start an e-commerce store, you're selling hair bows, right? In order to make it to $10,000 months, you potentially could be having to sell 5,000 bows at a time, right? Every single month to be getting to that number or whatever you're selling, right? You need lots and lots and lots and lots of people to sell, to buy the thing that you're selling. But with virtual assistants, guys, because most likely the packages that you're selling are going to be people like paying you every single month for your services, you can be booked out with 3, 4, 5 clients, right? So instead of hundreds of people saying yes, you need 5 people to say yes, 4 people to say yes, right? And I think that is so awesome. So fully booked is when it's all the hours that you can work. So for some of you, that's 40, some of you, that's 20, some of you, that's 10, and that's fine. After that, I love seeing you guys add a high-end service. It's a great time to learn a new skill and to really introduce something where you can raise your rates. After that, go ahead and book out that high-end service and then start to subcontract, right? And at that point, once you have subcontractors and once you learn how to hand off work to subcontractors, there is no end. Now, some of you guys, maybe at some point you're like, man, I just love general admin. I love making a couple of $1,000s a month in my business and I'm good. Like, I don't need anything else. That's fine, right? Some of you guys add that high-end service and you're like, I'm making great $5,000, $10,000 months and I don't really want a team. That's fine too, okay? Really, you can stop at any point that you want to because this is your life and your business. It's a lifestyle business, right? We want this to fit your life and not that this business controls your life. And that is what we're going for here. And so you can stop at any point along this journey, but I'd love to show you what's possible. All right, here is my favorite thing that we're going to be talking about: marketing. It's the number one question that I get. People say, all right, Abby, this is all great. It sounds amazing. Yes, I feel like I can do this. I understand how I could make money, but where in the world am I going to find people to actually purchase my services? Where do clients come from? Well, I want to show you my top 3 places to find virtual assistant clients, and this is where we're going to dig into that actionable advice that I promised at the beginning of the webinar. Let me go ahead and say something before I dig into those top 3 places to find paying clients. I want to reiterate that there is no shortage of freelancing jobs, okay? There is so much money to be made online. It's just a fact. You guys know this. More and more businesses are going online. More and more places are hiring freelancers, right? Hiring remote workers. More and more businesses are getting comfortable with the idea of people working remotely. We've seen this as a trend. In fact, over 57 million people in the US are already freelancers. And what's incredible is that this is a statistic that I found the other day, is that the majority of workers will be freelancers by 2027. That means that there will actually be more freelancers than there will be employees, okay? It's just the way of the future. Most freelancers, virtual assistants, right? They say that they believe more income sources are better. Freelancers believe having diversified income is more secure than one employer. So think about this, and it really makes sense. If you're working at a full-time job and you lose your job, right? You have that one stream of income, you lose your job, it's a big deal, right? You lose all of your income. But when you have 4, 5, 6 clients, you lose a client, it stinks. Nobody likes it, and it is a loss of some income, but it's not all of your income, right? And so having that diversified streams of income, having the different ways that you can be making money, having many clients is actually better than just having one source of income. And this is something I mentioned earlier, freelancers average, 4.5. So 4 to 5 clients a month is really what most people need to be full-time, right? To be making full-time income. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, so let's dig into those 3 places. Number 1, your friends and family. Don't get too scared yet, okay? This is not MLM. I am not teaching you how to sell things to your friends and family. Here's the deal. Your friends and family, most likely, some of you may have some friends and family that are small business owners, and that's awesome. But most likely your friends and family aren't small business owners, so they're not going to be the people pitching your services. Such a sigh of relief. I know that was one of the reasons I never really got into anything like selling leggings or candles or books or whatever, because I didn't want to sell to my friends and family. That's great. It can work awesome for other people. But for me, I just didn't love that idea, right? I wanted something else. And I didn't want to always feel like I was trying to like sell to my friends. And so for virtual assistants, what's awesome is that no, you're not selling to your friends and family, but I want you to think about this, okay? Ask yourself, close your eyes if you need to. Ask yourself, do you know one small business owner? Really think about it. It could be a health coach. It could be somebody really high up in MLM, right? It could be an insurance agent or a real estate agent, right? Someone that owns their own business. Okay. Yes, I am sure that you know one person that owns a business, any type of business, okay? Just like you know one person who owns a business, everyone you know knows someone who owns a business, okay? So literally just by telling your friends and family what you're doing, they're not your ideal clients. They're not the people that you're selling your services to, but just by putting it in their brain, you're going to be top of mind. And they might have somebody right away for you to say, oh my gosh, yes, I know who I need to connect you to. But it may be that they say, no, I don't really know anyone right now. But when that plumber, right, comes to their house and it says, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't invoiced you yet. Things have been really backed up. No pun intended. Things have been really backed up in the office. Then I'm such a dork. We're just really behind on invoicing, whatever it may be. They're going to say, oh, I know someone who does invoicing. Actually, let me connect you to somebody who might be able to help you out, right? And so you become top of mind to your friends and family. So here's what we tell. This is literally one of the first assignments in our signature program is to send the personal outreach template, okay? And this is just something that you send to the people that you know. Who are the people in your contacts list in your phone, right? Who have you texted recently? Who are your Facebook friends, right? Who's somebody, and this could be that you take them out to coffee. It could be that you send them an email. It could be that you start a message back and forth with them on Facebook. But in some way, I want you to take this template and personalize it. Feel free to screenshot this right now if you need to. But here's how it goes. So you say, hey, I hope you're having an awesome day, and talk about your life, right? Don't just jump right into what you want. Ask them about themselves, right? How are you? How are your kids? Are you well? I saw you went on a trip. How was it? Things like that. I want to tell you something really recent and exciting in my life that I've decided to start a virtual assistant business. I'm really excited for this. I found about virtual assistants fairly recently, and after reading about it, it seems like such a perfect fit for me. Basically, I'll be helping small business owners with list out your skills. As a virtual assistant, all the work I partner with them will be done remotely. It actually works out great for the small business owner as they don't have to pay for an office location, supplies, my taxes, or healthcare. I specifically want to reach out to you because, and then there's two different options here. If your friend or family member is a small business owner, go ahead and say, I know you own a small business. I was wondering if there's anything in your business you have thought about outsourcing. Just make the ask. It's okay. But two, even though you aren't a small business owner, right, for everyone else, I thought you may know someone who may benefit from virtual assistant services like mine. If they are a business owner, say something like, is this something you'd be interested in? If so, let's chat. Include information on how they can get in touch with you or schedule a meeting with you. But if they aren't a small business owner, you can simply say, does anyone come to mind? If so, I'd be so appreciative if you could connect me to them. If not, no worries. I would love for you to keep me in mind if you do think of anyone. It's always good to touch base and catch up with you anyways, right? And so we have had students that literally get their first, second, third paying client instantly from this email. We have people who do this assignment and then they're like, Abby, nothing came of that, like like that was a waste of time. And then like 3 months later, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm fully booked from all of these referrals that are coming in, right? And so do the assignment. It works. It can be scary, but it's so, so important, guys. So many times people don't get clients because they're afraid to do these personal outreach. You can start a Facebook page and you can start posting 3 times a day and hoping people come to you, right? Like, oh, I hope people start coming to me. But it's these personal touches that really make a difference. It's the difference between active marketing and passive marketing. We want to be doing active marketing, actually reaching out one-on-one to people to tell them about your services. It's a game changer and it works. So Pinky promise me you're going to do it. Okay. Let's keep going. So the second place is personal in-person meetups. Now, this is one of the ways that was a huge game changer for my business. And here's why. Number one, you're going to a networking event where it's just filled with people who have businesses, right? Like, I mean, talk about your ideal client and knowing where they hang out. It's at networking meetings. Okay. And so, I know a lot of these aren't happening in person right now. But there's so many that are happening virtual. These are starting to happen again. After the 2020 pandemic and everything, these are slowly starting to happen more and more often. So as you get comfortable, really starting to show up to networking meetings can be huge. Where do you find these networking meetings? Number one, go to meetup.com. Okay. Meetup.com. You can type in the name of your city and you can actually filter through and see, what type of business meetings are happening. Right. And it's just so incredible. This is where I found some of my very first clients. The next would be your Chamber of Commerce. You can literally just go to Google, type in your city and state. I live in Springfield, Missouri. So Springfield, Missouri Chamber of Commerce, and you look down, one of the very first things is events. And there will probably be some kind of events that your chamber is doing that you can go to. Oftentimes these are free events that you can go and attend. Some meetups do cost. And so, it's not something that you have to do, but I would say, a lot of times your first one is free. So at least go to your first one, get as many business cards as you can and follow up. The key to these networking meetings, okay? The key to these networking meetings is the follow-up. And most of us get really scared to go to our first networking meeting, okay? But I will tell you this, when you go to a networking meeting and you stick out your hand and you say, hi, I'm Abby Ashley and I'm a virtual assistant, magic happens, okay? Number one, it gives you confidence just to say, this is who I am, this is what I do, and it is scary as all get out, but let me tell you, it is huge. And it is really, really validating that, man, I am a small business owner. Like, it really makes you feel like I'm doing this thing, right? Number two, most of us get scared. We're like, I don't know what to say. Here's the thing. The best thing you can do is just ask other people about their businesses. Okay. Business owners want to talk about their business. They just do. So most of the time at these networking meetings, you don't even have to talk that much. I'm being serious. Just ask other people about their businesses, right? Get a business card. Even if you don't do much talking, do the follow-up in the email, right? And tell them about your business at that point. They'll probably ask you a little bit about your business, but most people are just going to talk about themselves. It's just the way the world works, especially in a small business. So do it. I know it can be scary, but do it. Even if you live in a really small town, maybe there's a networking meeting that happens, once a month that's a couple hours away. Man, it is worth it to schedule this even just once a month for your business. It really, really can make magic happen, okay? Number 3, and I love this one. I love, and I'm going to show you my special hack for Facebook groups. So this is a tactic that you can do without leaving your house at all, okay, is to find clients in Facebook groups. Here's how this works. You're going to choose 10 entrepreneurial Facebook groups. You can literally just go up to the search bar in Facebook and type in business, biz, boss, entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, right? Start to type in some of those like keywords if you have a certain niche. So maybe you help real estate agents or insurance agents, right? Type those keywords. And then you can filter by group and you can choose groups. Go ahead and choose 10, right? You won't stay in 10 groups, but go ahead and choose 10 so that you can find out which ones are the most engaging. I think groups that have around 5,000 people can be really, really amazing. If it's a super targeted group, right? Like real estate agents or something like that, maybe you can do a smaller group, wedding professionals, right? It can be a little bit of a smaller group. But I would say that big groups like, entrepreneurs that are all over the world, make sure that your group has at least 5,000 people in it, okay? Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Once you're inside of the group, there's going to be something on the side that says search this group, okay? That's where you're going to want to go. Next, you're going to type in keywords, and this is like magic, you guys. Type in the word virtual assistant, type in the word VA. If you're a Pinterest manager, type in the word Pinterest, right? Type in the word help or hire, because here's what's going to happen. It's going to pull up posts that people have made in the group with those keywords. So, somebody saying, I need a virtual assistant. Has anyone ever hired a VA? I'm looking for someone to help me with my Pinterest. I'm needing help with increasing my Instagram traffic, or I need to hire somebody to help me with content, right? And so that's why these keywords can be absolute magic. So you can go into these groups, you can search for these words and then post. Literally, people who are asking these exact questions are going to pop up, okay? And it works, you guys. It absolutely works. And then what you do, you just come in and you show value. You don't necessarily even say, oh, hey, here's my website. I can help. I'd love to help, right? Show value. Hey, I went to your website. I checked out, here are some ideas that I think could work really well for you, right? Here are the top 3 things that I would say to do to grow your Instagram account. I'd love to chat more about it, right? Do something that puts you above and beyond. Take time. Do a really good, thorough response to these questions and be incredibly helpful, because showing value first is what's going to set you apart from the competition. And I'm telling you, you might go on these and there may be 100 other comments, right? And you might think, oh, okay, yeah, there's so many other people competing against this. I'm telling you, people don't take time to be extra helpful, and it's the savvy way, right? Value first is one of our core values. And if you go in and you show incredible value on those posts, and you give and you give and give above and beyond what anybody else is doing, you're going to stand apart from the competition. I would rather you help 3 people a day in a crazy way, something that maybe takes you 20, 30 minutes to do, than responding to 100 of these posts, okay? Just with, hey, here's my website. It's going to make a much bigger impact, okay? So this strategy absolutely works. Carla says, so I followed the advice on where to find your ideal clients from Facebook groups. I did a search for virtual assistants and discovered a current post where someone was looking for a VA. The discussion was between 3 women who all thought a VA was a great idea, but had no idea where to find them. I researched their websites and social media, sent personalized emails offering my service, and got a reply within hours. Notice she took time. She did value first. She reached out and did something extra. The one business owner was really impressed that I found a broken link on her website, and we had a discovery call last night. I now have my first client, and she's someone I'm sure I'm going to love working with, right? This method works. So do the method. I told you, actionable advice that you can go and do literally right away. Okay, so here's what we've done, right? We have covered, is a virtual assistant business right for me? Why virtual assistants is the fastest way to make money online. And I've showed you my top 3 places to find paying clients for your new business. And I hope that you have enjoyed this training. This is kind of a let's not hold back. Let's go in and dig into the meat of how you can do this. And I hope that you have enjoyed. So this is the same question I asked earlier. Do you think that virtual assistants may be a good fit for you? If after listening to this training, you're like, nah, Abby, number 1, this is so not for me. I don't want to do this at all. That's fine. Your training can end right here. No worries. That does not hurt my feelings. It's not a great fit for everybody. But if you're a 4, a 5, maybe even a 3, you're like, oh man, I still have my fears, but I really think that this is something that could work for me. I want to give something special to you. I want to introduce you to the Savvy System, okay? The Savvy System is my step-by-step course for starting, growing, and scaling your own virtual assistant business. We've had thousands of students go through the program to successfully start their own businesses, to quit their jobs, to work from home on their own terms, on their own schedules, and I want you to be next. So let me tell you just a little bit about it. This training is only going to last a few more minutes, but I want you not to leave here with this opportunity, okay? No more searching for flexible online jobs and no more piecing together outdated blog posts and ebooks to start your own business. This is literally a step-by-step course that shows you everything that you need to do. Every single lesson has assignments, and you literally just complete one assignment. And as you complete the assignment, something happens. You start to realize, I have a business, right? I have paying clients, because you're just working through the assignments in a step-by-step method. So what are the modules? There's over 70 lessons in total, but we break it apart in these 14 different modules. So we give you a quick welcome, right? We have you discover your skill set. What skills are you going to offer? What are your services going to be? Then we put those services and we put them into pricing and packages. We brand your business. That's coming up with your business name, your brand colors, right? How are you going to present yourself to the world? We talk about processes and assets. Once somebody says, yes, I want to be a client, then what do? Well, you're going to need a contract. You're going to send them an invoice. You're going to set up an onboarding call, right? We want to make sure all of that is in place, and we teach you step by step how to actually do that, right? We go through payments, invoicing, bookkeeping. How do I actually keep track of the money that's coming in? Legalities. We not only give you a contract that is made by our attorney specifically for virtual assistants. Please don't go download a contract on the internet, some random contract. Trust me, it is not going to protect you. You need something that was made for virtual assistants. And so not only do we give you a contract, we also give you a video that explains the contract, so you understand the legal jargon, right? You understand what your contract actually says. We also give you a subcontracting agreement, a contract that you can use between you and your subcontractors. And guys, this is phenomenal. Danielle Liss, who is the attorney who created the contract, actually will answer your questions. So you know how much lawyers can cost, right? And so to ask those questions about your contract literally for free, it's included. It's something that she does because she believes in our students, and because we pay her a retainer to do it. So you'll get access to her for any questions regarding your contract, right? Marketing 101, we teach you how to market. It is the foundation. My background is in marketing. My degrees are in marketing. Marketing is what I live and breathe, and I love it. And so we talk about not only how to be a good marketer, but where do you find clients, right? We go through LinkedIn, we go through Instagram, we go through Facebook groups, we dig into networking meetings more. We show you all the different ways that you can go out and get clients. Then we want you to develop a website. Guys, developing a website should come after you get your first paying clients. We want you to, yes, develop a website, but we want your priority being to get paying clients right away, which is why we put the website module later on in the course. Virtual assistant lifestyle, things like how do I take a vacation, right? How do I fire a client if a client isn't a good fit? How do I raise my rates? All of those different things are included in that lifestyle. Then we have a whole lesson on raising your prices, right? How to do that up level to higher end services. We talk about building a team. How do you subcontract? And then we obviously conclude it with, what do I do now? I have this $3, $4, $5, $1,000 a month business. What comes after that? Okay. So, that is what is included inside of the Savvy system. Let me give you a few testimonials from our students because they are out there doing amazing things. And I love looking at this timeline, right? Jamie says that she was able to get her third client signed a few weeks into following the Savvy system, committed to my largest retainer package for 12-month term, paying for the ultimate Savvy system 10 times over. So she literally started the course, was able to launch her business in the second week, booked her second client in week 3, booked her third client in week 4, and it was within 1 month, within 30 days, that she was able to pay back, that she was making enough to pay back the Savvy system 10 times over, right? And then by week 12, she was 50% done with the course, but she had to pause the course because she was having so much clients coming in, right? Which many of our students do. That's why you get lifetime access to our course, is because sometimes you have to take a break because you're working with your clients, and then you move on to the rest of the modules. We also include some incredible bonuses. So you're going to get access to our mastermind community. This is our Savvy system community that you can talk with people who are in the exact same course with you. You get lifetime access to that community, guys. It's unheard of. We have this special module about Savvy your site. We teach you how to actually build a website. It's a whole separate course that you're going to get access to. We have a LinkedIn training with Brandy Watts, guys. This training is phenomenal. Brandy went on to build her own million business, one of our students, and she has come in and provided this special LinkedIn training to how to find clients on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a gold mine for clients, and you're going to get exclusive access to her training. We give you a template vault. So whenever you need to pitch a new client, you want to raise your rates, you need to let go of a client, you want to get on a podcast, whatever, you're going to take a vacation. How do I actually phrase that in an email to my client? Don't worry. We have copy and paste templates that you can use, and you're going to get access to all of those templates. And you get your name listed in our VA database, right? Which we send on to people who are looking for VAs. We also post exclusive job opportunities in our VA Savvies community, guys, that aren't posted anywhere else. Because we've become a leader in the industry, people now come to us, big name people come to us to find virtual assistants. We take those job opportunities and post them only in our Savvies communities, okay? So you're gonna get exclusive access to those job leads, okay? This is the template vault. Just want to show you a little bit of what it looks like. It's copy and paste templates. So you can see everything that you get here. Lifetime access to the course. We have live group coaching calls. Every single month, you're going to get lifetime access to these group coaching calls. We have the template vault. We have the VA toolbox, which is our contracts package, right? I didn't even mention this before, but proposal reviews. If you have a proposal that you're going to send in to a client, but you want us to look at it first, only for our Savvy System students, you can email us the proposal. We will give you feedback, and then you send it on to your client. It's amazing. Proposal reviews are included in the Savvy System. We have one pay in full bonus as well, which is going to make things so much easier for your business. We have a professional, clean, minimal looking branding board, so you look completely legit from day one. So rather than trying to come up with your own branding and your own logos, all of that, you get these templates and you literally just plug and play, create your full brand in about 15 minutes, okay? And they're going to be gorgeous. So we have this already laid out for you and explained for you how you can create your own beautiful brand. Now, I want to go ahead and let you know that we do have a money back guarantee. We are so confident in this program because we've had literally thousands of students go through it and find success. We are so confident in the program that we say 30 days. If you come in and you aren't satisfied with the program, or you feel like, nope, maybe this isn't for me, no questions asked, money back guarantee, okay? We know that if you work the system will work for you, okay? And we do this because we know that some people are scared. Like, I get it, right? I've bought online courses before, and there's always this like, is this really going to work, right? And we are so convinced that it works that literally if it doesn't, or if you decide just that this isn't for you, you can email us within the first 30 days and boom, we will give you your money back, okay? So you get all of this. It's a $20,000 value for the course, the templates, right? The live coaching calls, the proposal reviews. We could easily sell this for $8,000, but don't worry, we don't do that. This is valued at much, much more than that, but we want it to be accessible. I've been told that I should go speak at conferences and tell everyone to run to the back of the room, and for $5,000 you can buy this course. Nope, that's not what we do either. We want you to be able to make your money back in this course very, very quickly. We want our students to find quick success. So you're going to get access to all 14 modules, 70 plus lessons, everything including here, the contracts, the live coaching calls, access to the attorney to ask questions about your contract, right? Proposal reviews, lifetime access to the lessons just for $14.97, okay? And like I showed you earlier, getting 1, 2, 3 clients can easily pay for the cost of the course, which we've seen so many times from our students. So I want to ask you a question. What would you do with an extra $5,000 a month? Maybe if you're taking notes, just jot it down. Oh, man, I would pay off debt. I would take my family to Disney World, right? I could retire my husband with that much money, right? What would you do? And it's really going to key into your why, right? And let that really sink in and think, man, I know this is scary, but what if this works? I mean, really. And that's the decision that so many of our students have made. And they said, man, if this works, this can be an absolute game changer. And here's what I would do with that. Don't forget our pay in full bonus, which means we do have payment plans as well, which I will mention. So the $14.97 is the pay in full. You will get access to the branding boards and all of the logos, okay, if you pay in full. Now, I do want to mention if you need more tech training. So the course teaches you how to start your business with the skills that you already have, okay? And we do teach you some general admin skills inside of the course too. But if you're like, man, Abby, I really just want to learn more tech, we have an option called the Ultimate Savvy System. The Ultimate Savvy System also includes lifetime access to our tech training membership. It's literally a membership where we add at least one new tech course every single month. So you can see listed some of the tech courses we already have. We already have 60 plus courses inside of the vault, everything from Canva to chatbots, email marketing, Facebook ads, community management, Trello, webinars, YouTube, podcast management, right? So we teach you those high-end skills I was talking about. You can actually go through and it's like, learning on demand any of these courses that you want to take. You'll also get lifetime access to Savvy Vault if you choose our ultimate option. Now, you can choose to add it later, it's okay, but this is the only time that you can get lifetime access to both is if you choose it during this webinar training, okay? Here's what our students have to say about our Savvy Vault. Janelle says, as a new VA just starting out, I had never even heard of most of the programs that VAs use in their businesses, let alone know how to use them, but thanks to Savvy Vault, I have been able to learn and feel confident in my newfound skill. I love Savvy Vault, and we love Janelle. She's an incredible VA. Erin says, hey, I'm Erin. I've been working through the Savvy system, trying to get my VA biz going for the next year. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 12 years and a military spouse for 16. I've got a really diverse skill set and a passion to learn. This tech stuff is gold. Since I haven't held a job outside the home, access to these Savvy Vault courses are providing me so much needed confidence to go forth and put myself out there. Really excited to be learning some new things and applying them to my budding VA biz. So definitely, using the link below, if you guys are ready to get started, you can choose the Ultimate Savvy System if you're ready to add tech training to your membership. You can do just Savvy System or do Ultimate Savvy System, which includes these Vault trainings. It's totally up to you. Let me go through really quickly and answer our most common questions before we jump off here, okay? Number one, what if I am a complete newbie? Good. It's okay if you're taking this course if you already have an established business, but this course totally caters to people who literally just found out what a virtual assistant was. I basically wanted to create the course that I wanted when I first started out in my business. So we take you from absolute scratch to thriving business owner, okay? What if I live outside the US? Totally fine as well. We have students from all over the world, in fact, who have taken our program. What we always tell people is that the information in the course, again, 70 plus lessons, these lessons are going to apply to you. You can even use the contract inside of the template vault. However, I would suggest that you would have an attorney in your own country look over the contract. It is going to be much cheaper than having a contract made from scratch, obviously. Just have somebody look over it and make sure that it's going to work for you. Also the taxes section, so many of the principles that we talk about as far as, saving back so much for taxes and things like that. The general principles are going to apply, but actually, hey, you need to submit this form is going to be a little bit different depending on the country that you live in. So again, those two sections out of the 70 plus lessons are going to be the only two things that may have some slight variances. If you ever have questions, you can always email our team. You guys, the Savvy System students, get priority support. Will this be a lot of work? Yes. It absolutely will be. You guys are starting a business here, okay? So it's going to be work. We always suggest that if you don't have at least 5 hours of devoted time per week to be spending on your business, this may not be the right time for you, and that is okay, right? If you know that that's going to happen in the next month and you're like, oh, I can carve out those 5 hours a week, it's going to take me a little bit of time, that's fine. You can go ahead and join because you do get lifetime access, but you really want to have 5-10 hours at the bare minimum per week of devoted time, not distracted time with kids climbing on you, right? You want to have devoted sit down time where you can really concentrate. So that may be waking up an hour earlier, Monday through Friday, or staying an hour later up in the evenings, whatever that works for you. You are going to have that devoted time. It is work, but it is so worth it. Lastly, what if this program doesn't work for me? Well, we're so convinced that the Savvy system works that we have that 30-day money back guarantee. So you don't have to worry about that. Again, here is the Savvy system. It's a $20,000 value. Everything that you see here, lifetime access to the course, our community, all for that $14.97 price. Ariel says, Savvy system, Ariel says from our Savvy case study, the access to job ops, those job opportunities in the exclusive Facebook group is the reason enough for anyone to purchase. That's how I got my first client when I had zero experience. The Savvy system literally paid for itself within the first 3 months. So she started the course in week 1. By week 3, she was able to launch her business, and she booked her first client in week 7. And by week 12, the Savvy system had completely paid for itself. Okay. I love seeing these real life case studies. Let's look at another one. Katie Lynn says the course paid for itself with 2 clients in about a week. Oh my goodness. Amazing, Katie. I've gotten 2 clients from the job ops posted inside of the Facebook group. So she started her course in week 1, obviously. Week 2, she was able to launch her business. By week 3, she sold out her services, literally just 10 days after launching. And then she actually paused at the marketing section. She's like, I can't learn any more about marketing because her business had taken off so much. So incredible, Katie. We're so incredibly proud of you and the progress that you have made. Don't forget that pay in full bonus. If you are deciding whether you want to do payments or pay in full, paying in full will give you access to all of those templates, the logo templates, the branding board, so that you can have a beautiful logo quickly. So now is your time, you guys. You get to choose. Do you want to do the ultimate? Do you want to do the regular Savvy system? It's $147 a month or $297 a month, depending on which system you choose. Okay. So you can see all of the payment options listed below. I want to personally thank you guys. This has absolutely changed my life. It is why I do what I do, is to share this with other people, guys. We see the transformations. We see the single moms able to change their life. We see people able to quit their jobs and travel, the US in an RV. We see the impact that people are able, and the difference that they're able to make whenever they can hire other subcontractors, hire other moms, whenever they can pay off debt or retire their husbands, right? Like, we see the impact, and it's why we do what we do. And we want you to be our next story. What story are you carving for yourself? We want you to step into it. If you have any questions for me and my team, we're here to support you. I'm so excited. There is a limited window. I do want to emphasize there's a limited window where you can purchase this course. We only launch this course 2 times a year. So if you think, man, I think this may be my time, remember that 30-day money back guarantee has your back, but I don't think you're going to need it. Most of our students do not. We have it there simply for you to say, man, I know that I can pursue this, and there's a little bit of safety there just in case I decide it's not for me. But man, guys, I want you to be our next success story. I want your testimony on these slides. It's your turn. It's your turn to be bold. Here at the Virtual Savvy, we believe in action over perfection. Guys, you don't have to be perfect on this journey. You don't have to have it all together. We believe in you. Me and the Virtual Savvy team, we want to see you inside of our community. I'm so excited for you, for your journey, and I hope to see you inside of the Savvy system.